Before we start this video, I just want to say I know Rick Shields has recently just released a video on one of the balls that we're going to be comparing today, but I'm still putting this out because obviously Rick Shields is a pro, I'm not. Slightly different views, obviously slightly different issues may have been found from myself, which may assist somebody of a similar level to me. Right, we're going to do a little compare now between the Bridgestone Tour BXS, which was my old gamer, against the Taylormade TP5X, which I'm probably going to play this year. So I'm going to hit 3 wedges with each, 3 7-irons with each, and hopefully 3 drivers with each. So let's get started. So let's start with the wedge data. You've just seen a few shots. So I was trying to hit a 90-yard shot, and as you'll see from the data, being a mid to high handicapper, as they would call me now, I struggled a little bit to get that. So, you know, my average carry with the Bridgestone was 86. The Taylormade was 84 yards. Now what you'll notice is the spin. So the backspin with the Bridgestone averaged 8,285 yards, as where the Taylormade was 7.8. Standard deviation was 650 RPM with the Bridgestone compared to 505 with the Taylormade. You'll also notice my ball speed was slightly lower with the Taylormade ball. At the time of testing, I felt like I'd hit them pretty comparable. So whether or not it's just the slightly different makeup of the TP5X over the Bridgestone. So yeah, average carry with the Bridgestone was 86 yards with a standard deviation of 1 yard, so that's long or short of that. And the Taylormade was 84 with a standard deviation of 3 yards. Predicted finish was 91 yards. So all of the Bridgestone balls finished predicted at 91 yards, as where the Taylormade was 89 with 3 yards of standard deviation. So read into that what you will. Like I say, the time of filming this, you will notice that all the balls are going left of the centre line. I was struggling with a little bit of an alignment, so I was just aiming over at the left hand side of the screen, so there's nothing to do there with me hitting pulls or anything. That's just how I was lined up, and you'll see that from the other clips that you'll see. So there's a few shots with the 7-iron. You will see straight away that strike and my overall performance improved dramatically. So I managed to get the ball speed within 0.1 of each other. So 108.4 with the Bridgestone compared to 108.3 with the 7-iron. Sorry about that. Let's carry on, shall we? So launch angle with the Bridgestone was 22.8 compared to 21.1 with the Taylormade, so slightly lower launch with the Taylormade, which helps me a little bit because I do tend to launch the ball quite high. The interesting thing with these is the standard deviation was at 0.9 for the Bridgestone compared to 1.9, and I also found with the ball speed there was massive differences. So 1.7 standard deviation for the Bridgestone compared to 5.7 with the Taylormade long or short. On the day of filming, again, it took me ages to get comparable shots. Now, this is obviously me and my level of golf. You know, you watch other videos, they can rock them out pretty quickly. So spin. Now, this is where I am concerned about the Taylormade ball going forwards. I am actually playing the Taylormade ball at the minute. They had an offer on, took the offer. But the Bridgestone was spinning at 6.4, as where the Taylormade was at 5.3. So average carry worked out at 148 yards with the Bridgestone compared to 151 with the Taylormade. Again, the Bridgestone had 3 yards of standard deviation. The Taylormade had 9. Read into that what you will. And then obviously predicted rollout was 157 with the Bridgestone compared to 162 with the Taylormade. Now with my club head speed, I can actually get a 7-iron out there at about 160, but then I tend to lose strike. So for me, I like to see my 7-iron go between 150 and 155 yards. Obviously on the day of filming I was a little bit lower than that. We had just come out of lockdown. The simulator, it was the first day the simulator was open, so yeah, I might retest again, or you know, I might test the Taylormade ball against another ball at a later date if I look at swapping again. The only reason why I've moved away from the Bridgestone is they're very good balls. I just struggle massively with the spin. Right, last driver. So with the driver, this is where I found I had the biggest issues for me personally, compared to what you've probably seen on some other reviews. So again, club head speed was within 1 mile and within 1 mile an hour of each other. So Bridgestone 142.7, the Taylormade 143.8. Launch angle was a little bit lower with the Bridgestone at 11.9 compared to 16.3. Again, I do struggle with launch. When I've been out on the golf course and had chance to put the two balls not side by side but play one hole with one and one hole with another, haven't really found this to be the case on the golf course. So there may be a test at a later date with that once restrictions ease and my course opens all 27 of its holes and I can actually get out onto one of the quieter courses and play. But for now, these are the numbers I've got. Backspin with the Bridgestone was 2.4, so really good spin. Was quite surprised with that because again, what I found out on the course was I thought the ball was a bit like quite high spin, so around 3,000 for me with my launch characteristics. The Taylormade down at 2.1 was pretty good, so I got that high launch with the really low spin, and then obviously you can see the carry, 227 with the Bridgestone and 252 with the Taylormade. Both of these were hit with the Mizuno driver from the previous video. Obviously after that previous video I've decided to carry on with the Mizuno driver for a bit more, get it out on the course and see what's going on there. So again, predicted roll. Now again, with launch monitor, it's just a prediction, it's not what you will actually see on the course. So 253 with the Bridgestone and 274 with the Taylormade. The main reason why I switched to the Taylormade is because they did have a 4 for 3 offer on. I'd found one before lockdown and played with it and quite liked it. I've previously played the Titleist Pro V1X and the Srixon Z-Star XV, so I've always preferred a firmer ball. I just found when playing the Bridgestone it was a little bit too soft, so when I chipping and putting and stuff like that, I struggled massively with it. It just felt a bit too spongy for me. I prefer that clickier feel, which is why I moved to the Taylormade. Now in the future I may switch to the other Bridgestone, so just the standard BX instead of having the Tiger spinny ball, but I can't fault either of them. Like I say, Rick Shields has done a video on the Bridgestone ball recently and has raved about it. I'm not saying it's a bad ball, I'm just saying that for me and my handicap, I'd much rather, and my feelings, I would much rather just carry on with the Taylormade for a while. I just like the overall feel of it across the range. Spin does concern me, but that might be something I can work on to get that back up again. Spin is all based on strike, and you'll see on these as well, everything was, I was still aiming up the left hand side of the simulator, so you know, something to look at. Anyway, what do you guys think? What balls are you playing? Let me know in the comments below. Obviously these videos will also be put out on other social media platforms in forms of links, so let me know on there. You know, I like having the discussions with you guys over the balls. So until next time.